this for future purpose. Okay, welcome guys. Good morning. My name is Pawan and I am one of the PT tutor at Multivision Career Growth Group. Today, as initiated by Ashish, I'm going to give you a brief information on PT exam and I'll share some tips about it, how you can get your desired score. First of all, PT is unlike IELTS, it is a fully computer-based exam. So during the 3 hours duration, you have to stay in front of the computer. You'll be provided with a mic and some note-taking papers to take notes, and you'll give the exam for 3 hours. So let's head directly into the topic. If there is any inconvenience or disturbance, Ashish, please let me know. PTE overview. So it is a computer-based exam with scoring from 10 to 90. 90 is the highest score in PTE, and its duration is 3 hours. So what's included inside PTE? Similar to IELTS, it has 4 different sections: speaking, writing, reading, and listening. But the way you give the exam, the way you answer the question is totally different than of IELTS. In IELTS, you write on the paper, but in PT, you type it either in the computer screen or you speak to the mic. So let's dive into the different sections of PT. First section we have is speaking. So on the exam date, you'll have 3 hours. During the 3 hours duration, you'll have first introduction session where you have to introduce yourself to the exam tester. But this introduction section doesn't carry any mark. This is just to warm you up for the upcoming sections. For it, it is just to warm you up for speaking section. So after speaking, you'll have writing section, which I'll explain each of the sections of every topic later. And then you'll have reading section and you have listening section. These are the 4 sections of PT. Okay. Now the first section on speaking is read aloud. In this section, you will see a text on the screen. The text will consist of 2 or 3 sentences up to about 60 words, and you have to prepare. You will be given preparation time of 40 seconds for the text to prepare, and you have to read that aloud to the mic. The timing counts down from 40 seconds to 0. When it comes to 0, you will hear a beep sound, and then you have to read the text to the computer. Second is we have repeat sentence. In this section, you'll hear a sentence spoken by some native English speaker, and you have to memorize that. And you won't have too much of preparation time on this. You have to memorize that and quickly repeat that to the mic. That's the repeat sentence. Third one, we'll have describe image. This is somewhat similar to that of IELTS. When I say similar, it means you'll be given some images, just like you have pie chart, bar graph, or line graph, or any life cycle, or even random objects in the screen, and you have to describe that image in detail. That's the describe image. After the describe image, you will have literal lecture. So literal lecture, as we are in the speaking section, all you have to do in all this section is speak. Only the way of asking question is different. On this retail lecture, as you can determine by the topic, you will hear a lecture. You will hear a lecture, one person is speaking or an interview. And you have to note down the main ideas of the lecture and speak that main ideas uh, in a particular format to the mic. That's the retail lecture. Then you will have answer short question. This is, I would say, must least important task in the PT exam. What you have to do is you will be asked a question and you have to give the answer with just one or two words. For example, you may hear that hear the question that what is the name of the planet that we live in? So the answer you have to give is Earth. That's the answer short question. That's it. You don't have to say anything else than that. So that's the answer short question. Then we'll come to the writing section. First one on the writing section is summarize written text. Now speaking is over. Now you don't have to speak. Now your turn is to write. So what happens in this summarized written text is you'll hear you see a text on the screen, 2 or 3 paragraph text, and you have to summarize that text within 5 to 75 words. The maximum limit for this is 75 words. And you can't like, this is a summary, so you can't like copy all the text from the given passage. So you have to summarize it into main points. You have to include the main points, other you can skip. That's how we do the summarized written text. Now we have write essay. Write essay is somewhat similar to IELTS essay. So you'll be given a question. Question are categorized into few different types. I'll go that I'll talk about that in upcoming session. But for now, you'll be given a essay question, and you have to write that essay in between 200 to 3 words. 300 words. 200 to 300 words. That's the write essay section. After finishing the write essay, we'll move to reading section. The first section on reading section is reading, writing, fill in the blanks. I like to call it drop down. Give me a second. Okay. So yeah, the first section of the reading, filling the blanks. And why am I calling drop down is, in this section, you will see a text on the screen with some gaps in between, probably 4 to 5 or even 6 gaps in between. And you'll be given the option in a drop down section. There will be drop down section will option it in it. You have to choose the correct answer. That is the reading filling the blanks. And it carries like a good marks in the total 90 marks. And we have multiple choice, multiple answer. This is another section of the reading. The answering way is, since it says multiple answer, you have to give more than one answer. The format of this section is, you'll see a text in the screen. You have to read that text, and you'll also see a question on the side, on the right side of the screen. You'll see a question, and you have to choose more than one answer. So that means there will be more than one correct answer. And one unfortunate thing for students is this question have negative marking. What I mean by negative marking is, since you have to choose more than one answer, suppose there is two correct answer. Two correct answer, you chose one correct answer and you got one wrong answer. That is, you got 0 marks. From one correct answer, you got 1 mark. From one incorrect answer, you got -1. So you got 0 marks. So what I usually suggest my student is, if you are not 100% sure about the answer, don't choose it. If you don't choose that unsure answer, you will still secure 1 marks. That's right. If you're not 100% sure about the answer, you'll get negative marking and might lose 1 mark. So choose the answer only if you're 100% sure. Now you have reorder paragraph. Since it is a reading section, you'll have to do a lot of reading. You'll be given text on the screen and you have to do a lot of reading. And on the reorder paragraph section, you'll be given some paragraphs, about 5 to 6 paragraphs, sometimes 4. And those paragraphs are not in order, are not in correct order. Those are in scramble position. So what you have to do is put them in order. You'll see a box on the right side of the screen on the exam day, and you have to drag those paragraphs with the mouse pointer and put them in order. That's how you get marked on this section. Now, another fill in the blanks. This one I like to call drag and drop. So this is also similar to the first fill in the blanks. The only difference is you will be given the options on the gap in this reading, writing, fill in the blanks. But in this fill in the blanks, you'll be given options, possible answer on the bottom of the text, and you have to drag those options to the blanks. So you'll be giving a text with blanks in between, and you will be given the option, different option. There might be more option than there are blanks. So you have to choose correct answer, drag those to the blanks. This is the second fill in the blanks in reading section. I would like to call it drag and drop. Now last section of the reading, MCQ, single answer. This is similar to MCQ multiple answer. Only difference is you have to choose just one answer. So there is no chance of you getting negative mark on this single answer MCQ. You'll be given a text and question on the side with options. You read the text carefully and you choose the best answer. Choose one single answer. So this is reading. Now you have come to reading section. If you are wondering about whether we will have a break or not in the PTE exam, you will have 10-minute break after reading section. But this 10-minute break is optional. You can choose to take the break, or you can skip the break and directly proceed to the listening section. It's up to you. There is no break between speaking or writing or reading, but after reading section is over, before doing the listening section, you will have optional break of 10 minutes. And then after break is over, you proceed to listening. And the first section on listening is summarize. Summarize spoken text. Okay, now here comes the listening. Now all you have to do is do a lot of listening and answer the question accordingly. On the speaking section, you did speaking. On the writing section, you wrote. On the reading section, you read the text. Now is the time to listen. On the first summarize spoken text section, you'll hear a lecture similar to of retail lecture. This is somewhat similar to retail lecture. The only difference is in retail lecture, you speak to the mic. You summarize the uh, spoken lecture to the mic by speaking. But on this one, you write on the computer screen. You'll hear a lecture. It will be either one person is speaking or an interview between two person, and you'll note down the main ideas and write the summary of the lecture on the computer screen. That's the summarized spoken text. The format, if you ask for format, the format of a retail lecture and summarized spoken text is somewhat similar. Maybe Ashish will provide you with the format, or if you want, I can also provide. But the format is similar. The only difference is a retail lecture, you speak, summarized spoken text, you write. On both tracks, you have to listen. Now we have MCQ multiple answers. Now we have listening section. Under that, we have MCQ multiple answer. The way of giving answer is similar to that of reading. The way of listening is different. So in the reading section, you read the text. You'll be given the text on the screen. You can read that anytime. But on the listening section, you'll hear the lecture. So there is no chance you can hear the lecture twice. So you have to be careful, carefully listen to the audio and take notes if you can, and choose the correct answer. So since it is multiple answer, there will be more than one correct answer. And this also have negative marking. Like I said before, if you get one correct answer, you score 1 mark. If you get one wrong answer, you get -1. So the best way is to choose the answer only if you are 100% sure. Otherwise, just choose one and go to the next question. Now you have fill in the blanks listening section. On this section, you will be given a text with the blanks in between. What will happen is you listen to the lecture. The lecturer will say the words that is given in the blanks. So you have to listen carefully to the text, synchronize your eyes with the text on the screen. At the same time, listen to the speaker, and speaker will tell the word that is missing on the blanks, and you have to type the word with correct grammar, correct spelling, and sometimes punctuation. When I say correct spelling or grammar, you have to sometimes write words with capital letter at the front. That way, you have to do the fill in the blanks listening section. Another section in listening is highlight correct summary. So a lot of listening is involved in this careful listening. Not only listening, but careful listening is involved in the listening sections. So this is highlight correct summary is another section where you have to listen to a lecture. It can be, like I said before, in all the listening, whether it can be single person is speaking, giving a lecture about some topic, or there might be two-person, one interview and another interviewer. So it can be a monologue or two-person interviewing. So on this highlight correct summary, you'll hear a lecture, and there will be a question with different option, the possible summary, and you have to choose one possible correct summary from the question. That's the highlight correct summary. The only thing you have to do on this task is just listen carefully, take notes, and keep the correct answer. It will be easier. And then we have MCQ single answer. Just like the reading section, the only difference is you have to listen to a lecture and you have to choose one answer. Since it is a single answer, you have to choose one answer. It has no negative marking, so you don't need to worry about negative marking. You have to choose one best possible answer and proceed to the next question. Now we have select missing word. This is somewhat new one in this listening section, unlike MCQs and fill in the blanks. In the select missing word, you will be given a question on the screen with possible option, and then you will hear a lecture. The lecturer won't say the last word. It will hear a beep sound on the last word. So there is some word or some few words. It might be one word or two, three words missing on there. And you have to choose the missing word from the given option. The best method to do this is carefully listen, and you'll understand the context. You will understand the context of the lecture, and you'll also know the answer, correct possible answer, and you choose the one correct answer. This is the select missing word. So you'll see a question on the screen with some options. You'll hear a lecturer speaking. He or she, whoever is speaking, either male or female, you won't say the last few words, and you have to recognize the last few words and choose the answer from the options given. Now you will have highlight incorrect words. Highlight incorrect words. As the topic says, you have to highlight the incorrect words on the given text. You'll see a text on the screen and you'll hear a speaker speaking. There will be some incorrect words in between the text in the passage. The speaker will say the correct word. So you have to just click the mouse pointer on the incorrect words, and it will be highlighted with yellow color. So that's the highlight incorrect words. What will happen is speaker will speak the same text that you see on the screen, and there will be some incorrect words on the screen. You listen carefully to the speaker. If he says something different than the words that is given on the text, you would click on the incorrect word. That's the highlight incorrect words. Now, the last and most important section on whole PT exam is right from dict section. Also a document showing how much each section of the PT is worth, the total 90 marks. For now, let's say right from dictation is the most important topic, one of the most important topics in the PT exam. What you have to do is, this is somewhat similar to repeat sentences. The repeat sentences is also one of the important, I would say, top section to secure more mark on the PT exam. So what will happen on this right from dictation is, you'll hear a speaker speaking, saying a sentence, and you have to listen carefully to the sentence and type this exact sentence on the screen. You're on this repeat sentence, you hear a speaker and you speak that to the mic. Whereas in the right from dictation section, you hear a speaker speaking and you type that sentence on the screen. Exactly what the speaker has said, with correct pronunciation and spellings with no errors. So these are all the section in the PT. Now, I'll give you some tips on how to prepare the best for PT examination. If you have any question, you can tell Ashish and he'll try to get to me. Otherwise, I'll proceed on how you can score more marks in PT. First of all, you might know or you may not know. PTE has recently changed the scoring format. This is the original scoring system. This was the concurrence with the IELTS exam. This was the world one. Now it has updated the scoring system. For example, if you need 6, if you are planning to come to Australia or planning to go to US, if you need 6 each band on the IELTS or any English test, you have to get just 46. And I'll tell you guys, in my experience, I've given IELTS test and PTE test both. In my experience, scoring marks in PTE is way more easier than in the IELTS. IELTS 6 is equivalent to PT 46 according to the new system. Previously, we used to score 50 for 6. Now you can just score 46 and that's 6 that you are eligible to apply for any universities in Australia. For example, if you are planning to study nursing in Australia and if you need each band 7, you have to score just 66 in the PT. This is just a news from this was just the news from PT. Now, contribution of the marks. Now you know every section of the PT. Now you're wondering, might how can I give less effort and score the desired score? These are all 20 tasks in the PT exam. On the first column, you can see tasks. These are all 20 tasks. The first task is read aloud, but I've written on it on fourth. Why have I written this on the fourth? The importance on the total 90 marks, the contribution of read aloud on the total 90 marks is it stands on fourth. Like I said before, repeat sentence carries most mark in the PT. It is from speaking section and it contributes marks to speaking and listening. On repeat section, what you do is you listen and speak back to the mic. So what activities is involved? Listening and speaking. So it contributes marks to speaking, listening and speaking and listening. It's the most important. It carries most mark. If you want to score a highest mark in PT, you have to focus on these tasks accordingly. You have to give more time on repeat sentence. You have to try to score most mark on repeat sentence. Then we have write from dictation. That is from listening section. That's the last topic on PT. It contributes marks to writing and listening. This is the second most important section on the PT. Then we have fill in the blanks. That this is from the read and write filling. This one. This carries third highest mark in the total 90 mark. This section here, reading fill in the blanks, the drop down, like I said, carries third highest mark in the total PT. And this contributes mark to reading and writing. Now, on the fourth, we have read aloud. I won't go on each of the topics, but this is the marking strategy. You'll get a highest mark from repeat sentences. If you want to get a desired score, you have to give, I would suggest give 80% of your efforts on these tasks. On these tasks, give 80% of your effort and 20% basic effort on this one. See, we can see select missing word. Select missing word from listening as least mark in the total mark. And if you need this document, if you need this material, you can ask to Ashish, or you can also message me. Ashish will provide you with the details. So these are all the sections of the PT. And other tips would be whether you are targeting for 6 or 7 or 8 in the PT, 6 is the easiest score. If you give some time, like 1 or 2 hours of daily practice, you'll easily get 6 mark in the PT. And like I said, in my experience, PT is easier than IELTS exam. So if you have any question, you can get me to, if you want to get any questions answer, you can tell Ashish. Otherwise, I think we are done. Retail lecture, okay. Retail lecture, speaking section. Retail lecture is from speaking. And let's see. Sorry. Retail lectures contributes marks to speaking and both listening and speaking. What do you have to do in listening? Sorry, retail lecture is you have to listen to the lecture and you have to speak the summary to the mic. So the most effective way, what plays a vital role in determining how much you score on retail lecture is note taking skill. In the exam day, you'll be given a note and pen or paper and pen, and you can take notes. That's pen and paper is useful in taking notes. So what you have to do is take notes of the important topics here says, important ideas the speaker has said. And I'm not sure about the template. I think I have shared it somewhere, but here I'll provide you with the template if it's available. Yeah, this is the template for retail lecture and summary spoken text. This is idea 1, idea 2, idea 3, idea 4. So you can memorize this template. For example, yeah. So yeah, you can use similar template for retail lecture and summary spoken text. This is the template I can provide you, or ISIS can provide you for those sections. Yeah. So what you have to do is during the retail lecture section, you will hear a lecture and you have to take notes. I would suggest just take 4 important notes. You don't have to write everything down. It is just note taking. So you have to take 4 main points from the lecture the speaker has just said. Take the 4 main lecture. And for retail lecture, you won't have preparation time. So you just have to memorize this template. It will be easier if you memorize the template. And then you put idea first on this one and you say the same thing. Suppose the lecture is talking about pollution on the earth. The topic pollution on the earth has been significantly focused on this specific oration by the speaker. That's what you said. And on the next line, you have written down you have taken the note for the idea 2 from the lecture while hearing the lecture. What you say is, in addition to the initial focal point, it denotes that there are many causes such as global warming or any causes, what the speaker has said in the lecture. So this is the template for the retail lecture. Anything else, Ashish? Okay, if you don't have any question, I'll end up this session. And if you like any more tips or way how to, okay, we can end this one. Yeah. Thank you guys. Have a good day.